investigative reporting and not protecting the First Amendment in this country. People are seriously in doubt about whether the White House is looking out for this country's best
creepiness
interests, and
factor.
I understand that.
It's the creepiness. Julian, I mean, I guess what I'm asking you is what part of Custer don't you understand here, where you're surrounded and you see one incident after another that comes up, and it all comes back to the same basic issue. Privacy's invaded or potentially invaded, institutions of all sorts doing pretty much the same thing. There is a pattern.
If you want to conflate and combine all these issues and then make these general statements, you can do that. I just don't think it's a very thoughtful way of approaching it.
Well, why don't you think about what I just said, Julian? I'm asking you to think and connect all the... Now, Julian, don't play the politics game.
I don't connect the dots.
I don't connect the dots, Julian, I'm telling you, drop the liberal thing and focus on the reality thing. You have one entity after another going after the American people. You have one system of government, one agency, one department after another, essentially doing the same thing. You can call that conflating. I am telling you there's a pattern, and you're just shrugging your shoulders. But I guarantee you, Julian, if it were George Bush doing it, you would rightly be all over it.
That's wrong.
Well,
that's actually incorrect because I was actually...
Let's face it.
Look,
go ahead.
You want me to respond? So, look, you can't conflate all of these issues. You have to speak about them separately because they're very different. In the case of the IRS, I agree the targeting was wrong, but there was never any connection to the White House. Nobody's proven that.
This guy would make
in the case of the AP case, there was no one was criminalizing investigative reporting. Nobody in the Justice Department ever spoke about prosecuting Rosen. That was simply a method to get a subpoena.
They called him a
emails. That is not targeting.
They called him a culprit.
Secondly, I'm not going to get anywhere at this point.
The White House,
Julian,
because I want to talk facts, and you want to make these general broadsides,
Neil. I'm sorry, Julian, you're saying nothing, and it's offensive. Because
okay, well then, Neil, why don't we speak about them specifically? Let's debate each issue specifically.
You're the one making the general allegations, Neil, without backing them up with facts. No, Julian, I'm not going to play this game with you, Julian. You play the same damn game, dismissing one.
Neil, you're playing the game. Neil, excuse me.
Cut his mic. He's going nowhere.
You're playing the Obama hater game, and you're not backing up with facts.
I want to go back to you, and I want to be very clear on this. Cut his damn mic. I want to be very clear to you. Ben, is this pattern of behavior you see here? I want to keep politics out of it. I want to keep the nuances out of it. I want to just address a pattern of behavior you've seen that does or does not worry you. Does it?
Well, it worries me terribly, and Charlie Gasparino got it exactly right. It's a police state situation. It's getting worse and worse all the time, and the fact that Mr. Obama campaigned against it is really extremely unfortunate, and now he's defending it. And I think, I have to say, the idea that over 100 million phone calls were being made to terrorist groups in Yemen or all over the Middle East is just comical. I mean, of course they're listening to these phone conversations. Of course
they're not listening to the conversation.
How do you know, Julian?
All right, wait, stop. I'm not going to get in a he said, she said kind of thing on something that I think is just a nonsensical, stupid point. So I'm not going to do it. And I'm sorry if a lot of you at home are offended by this and clicking the channel now. But we are too knee-deep into this nonsense this week for us to be so dismissive at any week. We'll have more.